Precisely.
Gavin, I set you up for a mental health transition into your topic, and you did not. I threw it underhanded, and you just swatted at it with your fingers, and then you let it fall in front of you, and then you asked me where the ball is. So,
and this is Gatriarchs.
Gavin, where the fuck are you?
Guess what,
Where
David?
are you?
I've gone home. I'm in my hometown, just outside Denver, Colorado, and I've climbed back into the closet. I have regressed. I'm back in my childhood home. I mean, the hometown, and yeah, I'm broadcasting from the closet. Which, when I realized I was getting into the closet to make for the sound abilities, because I don't have my normal microphone and whatnot, I'm like, the ironies here are just endless, and I'm gonna lean into this and be like, we are broadcasting from inside the closet right now. Insert all the jokes here.
Are you going to start wearing like baggy clothes and like talk about like famous female celebrities that should be hot to you? You're like, oh man, Shania Twain, she's so hot. And everybody knows something is just not right.
Just my Madonna obsession, but it's totally cool, guys, because like dudes like her too. I remember reading
her tits are gorgeous.
I read an article. I remember seeing an article. I swear it was in Playboy. Insert all the jokes. My neighbor had it, and it was an interview with Axl Rose, who said he was a big Madonna fan in 1986 or 90. Who knows what it was? And I'm like, that's cool. Like, I'm reading the fucking Playboy with an interview on Axl Rose, and he likes Madonna, so that's cool. That tracks.
Yeah. But he wants to eat Madonna out, and you want to take Madonna out to eat. So it's a little different.
I just want to vogue it out, baby. So yes, I'm in a closet. Where are you, David? Where are you?
I'm home. I'm in my basement as usual with my new mic, which I'm still. Thank you all out there, A, for being listeners, but B, for being patient with us, and me in particular with editing and sound and everything. I'm getting better. I swear. It's still a little bit, but yeah. So I'm in my basement getting ready for my kiddo's birthday, which theoretically happened a month ago if you're listening to this. But I definitely had one of those parenting moments this morning that was like so shameful. But we're like, my daughter was just being just the worst. You know what I mean? Like, where your kids just wake up and they've chosen violence. And she's just kind of, I'm holding her and she was just like thrashing. So I put her down and she started crying, and I just like walked away from her. And I mumbled under my breath, or maybe if you weren't such a bitch all the time. And I was like, oh, David, you are such a grown ass man. Look at you, just whispering under your breath mean things to your daughter, but
she didn't hear it, nor would she even understand it if she heard it. Right?
This was a me moment only. It was like, David, did you just call an 18-month-old a fucking bitch? Sure did. So that's that's the level of parenting I'm at today.
Did you feel any sense of relief having done it? Just saying something really naughty to just make yourself feel like
shame.
Feel better. Okay.
Just shame that I couldn't handle an 18-month-old like wiggling in my arms, really. So I need a mental health day is really what I need.
Okay, well, here we are to record, and you've got that mental health going, and I cannot wait. Talking to our guest later, I think, is going to be all the mental health break we need, but we won't get there till just yet. Excited. Well, I mean, because I'm traveling right now, I am traveling solo, so I got to have that incredible experience of being in an airplane for hours on end. And all I did was work the entire time, but it was very productive. I loved it. I didn't need to watch a movie. I was totally antisocial and worked the entire time. And I'm like, this is my spa time. I had my mental health break in an airplane coming out to Denver. It was fantastic.
Isn't it weird the things that you say when you're a parent, where you're like, oh man, I got to fly in a plane by myself, and non-parents are like, what the fuck? Why is that? Or the big one, which is like when you put your kid in the car seat and you close the door and you have that long walk around the car of just pure fucking vacation, right? Like these are the moments. Yeah. Yeah. I watched 3 movies in a row on the plane home from Scotland. 3 movies in a row. And I was like, this can never happen again.
I actually thought you were going to say I watched 3 movies in a row while walking around the back of the car the other day, going from putting my kid in the car seat to the driver's seat. And you just take your sweet ass time. I mean, what are you going to do? Leave the windows down?
And I'm calling from jail because I left them in the car for 7 hours.
Speaking of mental health days, David, earlier this week, my kid is doing a summer camp, and he just didn't want to go on Monday, and he was absolutely adamant. And he's my kid who is like, doesn't ask for mental health days, doesn't pitch a fit about doing stuff. And, you know, there are so many times in our household, I'm like, we do not quit. If you're going to like do a sport, you're going to do it through the end of the season. If you're going to do if you're going to make a commitment for a semester, you're going to do it through the end of the semester. I don't care how much you hate it the entire time. This is what the choice you've made, and you're going to stick with it. And, but then you just kind of got to learn to realize sometimes everybody does need a mental health day. So I let him skip that day of camp, and there were no regrets. It was like me backing down from being like an overly principled asshole, basically. And I'm glad I did it. But then he also came in and said, he was 45 minutes into what should have been camp time. He was absolutely asking for his iPad. And I was like, no, that's not how this works, dude. That's not. And
that's the fear, right? Is
right
that
away.
You're like, fine, take a day off, stay home from school sick, whatever you want. It's the fear of like, that unlocks some sort of every day I want this thing now. Mm-hmm. Because if you could somehow promise, like if you can be promised that, yes, they can stay home from school when they're sick and play on the iPad all day, but it's not going to become a thing, then I would be way cooler about it. But it's because you just wait for it to be like, well, I'm kind of feeling sick today, so maybe I should stay home and eat pancakes all day. And it's like, no, that's what I do.
When you, I'm sure we have talked about this at some point, but far be it for me to not repeat myself on this podcast. But I make sick days miserable for my kids. I mean, if they have a fever and if they have barfed, in that case, I'm like, yes, you lay on the couch and you watch all the movies you want and you drink all the orange juice and you eat all the pancakes. But usually my kids are never sick like that. They're just like, I'm not going to go to school. I make those days absolutely miserable. I choose that battle and I lean into it hardcore.
So I learned something the other day. This doesn't apply to anything we've talked about whatsoever, but I wanted to mention it because maybe you knew this and I didn't. Do you know what growing pains are?
Aside from a mediocre sitcom from the 80s and 90s, starring Kirk Cameron,
which had a great last episode. No, growing pains is like I had always heard like when your child is growing and their body gets bigger, it's sometimes painful to them as their bones grow or whatever. And
yeah.
And
my knees hurt when I was a kid and hurt now because I'm not a kid. Growing pains, do they go for geriatrics as well?
I'll have to ask your home nurse. But so my son had been getting up in the middle of the night, like crying and saying like my ankle hurts, like my shin hurts. And so we were like, I wonder if that's growing pain. So we like looked up growing pains and it was like typically occurs in the middle of the night. We'll wake the kid up. And I was like, oh, and it basically said, no, the growing pains are not your children's bones growing and it hurts your kids. That is just a total fucking myth that everybody believes. Yeah, they were like, that's not how it happens. It's just literally your kid worked out a lot or like ran a lot or whatever and their muscles are tired and they have child horses. No, I looked it up. I'm telling you, I looked it up.
I am sure that the doctor said to me, you are having in puberty. I was 15 or something and I'm like, my knees hurt or something. And they're like, it's probably puberty growing pains. And I was
the guy who pumps your gas at the gas station is not a doctor, Gavin. I don't know how many times I have to tell you this.
But he sure knew how to prescribe drugs. So
yeah, the boner pills you got at the checkout when you bought your lottery ticket is not
when I was 15. It's been a long road, y'all, here in Denver.
But yeah, no. So it's not growing pains are not those. They're not actual what you think. They're just literally like, oh, he has a muscle spasm or whatever. But anyway, that was something I learned and is not helpful to any of the listeners or entertaining. So enjoy, everyone. This is Gage Jokes.
Have I ever talked about toy rentals or pet rentals before?
I don't think so.
Okay.
You talk about a lot of things, but I also don't listen.
So even if I'm repeating it, you're not even aware. That's fine.
Timothy will catch it.
So I was reminded. So we have a pet hamster that is definitely on its last legs. By the way, the hamster has some kind of growth that is impeding its walking. It's like bulbous and blue and purple, and I am sure that sorry everybody with PETA, but the hamster's like 2.5 years old. I know it's not going to be around for much longer, honestly, and it's having a hard time
Just
walking.
throw it into a lake or something. Anyway.
Anyway, I am reminded, I mean, of course my kids, I don't know if your kids are to this degree yet, but my kids want pets all the time. We have finally grown out of going to Petco or PetSmart or whatever and not having tears as we leave because they're so upset they left a bird behind, or they didn't get to get that fish, or they didn't get to get that hamster, or like, God forbid, the, what are those, ferrets or any rodent of any kind. Anyway, we've had many pets, and but I just feel like, God, it would be such a great business model to have a pet rental service. Like, your kid wants an animal, and you know that they're only going to take care of it for 2 days. So why can't you just rent a hamster for a week, and then by the time the kid has completely forgotten about it, just go return the hamster, right? I mean, I realize no companies would actually make any money, except I would still spend probably the same $30 I did to buy that stupid little hairy mouse, and have the pleasure of giving it back after a week or two. When
but isn't that just going to be traumatic to the kids? Are the kids going to be crying or whatever that the hamster has to go?
No, dude, I told you, this is all your responsibility. You 3-year-old, this is your responsibility to deal with this hamster entirely yourself. And within 2 weeks, you know they're not going to pay attention to it anymore. And so whatever, it disappears in the middle of the night. Oh, little fuzzball.
Or you can be really fucking dark and be like, yeah, the hamster died because you didn't feed it. I had to bury it in the front yard, and you just bury like a chicken wing or something.
Right. With a popsicle stick marking where Coco died. Yeah, well, anyway, I think that if somebody's out there, listen, I'm not going to start this business. I do not have the capacity, like the physical garage space, to have 6 ferrets, 10 rats, 4 cats, and 8 dogs to just loan to people. But God, I think that's a great business model.
I feel like people might utilize that business for bad things. So we're going to have to really make sure our clients are just in it for petting a hamster.
Listen, and your dark, twisted mind.
It's important to think about all these things with a business plan. You got to think about all the things. Like, somebody's just going to say, like, can I borrow that goat, please? I'm like, why? I need to know why you need this goat. I don't want the goat to come back with dilated pupils and just looking like it saw war. I don't need
PTSD. Goat PTSD. I mean, there would be an ironclad contract in all shapes and sizes that say you cannot abuse this animal. I suppose all of that, but you know that there would be protesters. We're going to have protesters now. Please, somebody protest us. Give us the attention.
Protest us. Yeah.
Moving on to the top 3, David. Remind us what the top 3 is.
So this week we have the top 3 things that can just get off your lawn. Get off my lawn.
Just get off.
We're old men now, so we get to yell at things. We get to yell at the neighborhood kids. We get to yell at things to get off our lawn. So,
do you see yourself in a rocking chair when you're yelling to get off the lawn?
Absolutely,
all of that.
Absolutely,
yeah.
Like in the rural South for some reason in like the late 70s. I don't know why. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, for sure. All right. So this is mine. So I will go first. So in number 3 thing that can get off my lawn, airline groups. Here's why. The idea of like, you're in group 1, 2, 3, or 4. Great. I understand it. I get it. We're going to start with group 1. We're going to go. But if you've flown recently or ever, they pervert the fuck out of it because you're like, oh, I'm group 2. This is exciting. I should get near the thing. No, because there's these pre-groups. There's the groups before 1, which, by the way, mathematically doesn't fucking exist. So why don't you just say if people who need an extra time, or families or veterans or whatever, like the platinum people, if you guys are going to go before group 1, they're group 1. They are group 1. Make the next group 2. Make this mathematically simple and not this fucking stupid shit. Because really, there are only 3 groups because on the tickets, groups 1, 2, and 3. But there's like 18 fucking groups. Anyway, you can see I want it off my lawn.
I love it. Okay, what's number 2?
Podcasts. Fucking everybody has a fucking podcast. Like, enough with it already. We get it. Yep. You have an opinion on shit. You want to talk into a microphone. Podcasts, get off my lawn. Number 1 thing that can get off my lawn, the color gray. Are we done with gray now?
Really?
Are we done with like gray walls and I'm gonna do this light gray on the outside of my house? Like we've all seen HGTV, we've all seen House Hunters, we've all seen Tarek El Moussa paint everything fucking gray tiles, gray this, gray that. Are we done with gray? I'm done with gray. Let's be done with gray. Get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn, gray. All right. Yeah. Well, I will say I did take a liberal approach to this, not just plastic flamingos, although I think that all plastic flamingos can get off my lawn as well. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Enough of the disclaimers. Number 3 for me, Christmas decorations. I am so tired of people and their Christmas decorations in the lawn. My God. And I don't want to compete with people. I just want one little simple thing on the door and move it along. But all of the blow up things.
That hurts me in such a personal and deep way. I can't tell you.
You and your Christmas vacation-ness. I get it. Clark Griswold. I get it. But you know what? Christmas decorations all over houses just drive me crazy because it's just so absurdly performative and frankly overcompensating for emptiness in their lives. Number 2 that can get off my lawn, Pottery Barn picnics. The idea that people are going to make picnics, this absolutely glorious thing where everybody in a catalog, they've all brought their bottles and their glassware and their this and that. I'm like, oh, Jesus, can we just go to Subway and call it a day? Picnics are a pain in the ass. The bugs are there. You usually get sand in your orifices. Pottery Barn picnics can just get off my lawn. And finally, kind of along those lines, Goop can get off my lawn.
Fuck
people
Goop.
Who are fuck Goop and all of the whole zeitgeist of perceived perception with a great smelling candle. Just enough. Goop, get off my lawn.
Oh, that was good.
I really liked this topic. Yeah, this is I think we've started a new segment, frankly. Like the entire
Get Off My Lawn with Gavin and David. All right, what's next week?
Okay, for next week, tell me about the top 3 most memorable articles of clothing you wore as a kid.
Okay, so our guest today, I feel like we have a giant scoop. I feel like we're making news. We're making news on the podcast.
It's going to be all over CNN, MSNBC, Fox, everywhere on yes.
So our guest today is the person behind one of my personal favorite Instagram accounts of all time, and one of the first I ever started following, DILFS of Disneyland. Mom, DILF means dad I'd like to fuck. So she created and still runs the account today. A-list celebrities have publicly begged to be on her account, but today we get to speak to the keeper of the keys, the Countess of the Count. Please welcome to the show, Amber Wright.
Welcome.
Amber. Hello, guys. How are you?
I mean, we are so good and so excited because
so thrilled.
We love DILFs. We love DILFs of Disneyland. And when I reached out to you, so those of you who don't know, I basically just DM'd her out of the blue. I didn't know anything other than DILFs of Disneyland was an Instagram account I loved. And I was like, I feel like that's a perfect marriage, but I don't know who runs it. I don't know who's behind it. Is it AI? Who is it? So I just DM'd you. And then you were like, yeah, sure, I'd love to. And then when I met you, I was like, it was just like this. It was like this, like the Wizard of Oz moment where like the whole thing turned around and there you are. Oh my
Absolutely.
gosh.
The curtain came down, right? Yeah, I'm obviously not like facially tied to the page. I don't put myself on the page. Let's be honest. No one wants to see me. They're there for the dads. But I've never.
But you are fucking gorgeous. If you guys aren't watching this interview, she is gorgeous, but she is also right. We're there for the DILFs.
No. And as am I, right? Like that's why I made the page. So no, I never like have hid who I am. I just, if you know, like all my close friends and family, they know that it's me running it, and they know it by the captions because that's exactly how I talk. Like those captions are really me just being like, hello, sir.
But wait, so go back to how you started this or why you started this.
Okay, so obviously when I started this, I had no intention of it going anywhere. This was like back in 2013, 2014.
Wow. Dark ages of Instagram.
Dark ages. Like literally when I first joined. Yeah.
When the pictures were grainy. Like you didn't even have good quality back then.
Pre-stories, forget reels.
Yep. So just little backstory. I'm born and raised in Southern California. I am a California girl who has been going to Disneyland since I was a baby. So I already have like a love for Disney. I'm always there. I've been a pass holder ever since, annual passes were a thing. So me and a group of friends, we would always go to Disneyland. And I'm not going to lie. I've always been boy crazy. Like I love guys and boys.
Relatable.
And so my eyes are always on like a swivel, like, oh my God, look at that dad. Like there is just something about a hot man in his running shoes, like pushing the stroller.
Pushing a stroller.
I'm sorry. There just is.
Yep.
And clearly we see now, years later, I found my people. Like I found my followers who also agree with me.
You now as basically a gay icon, frankly. I mean, it is you and Cher and Beyonce, and like you have created
and
something.
Ina Garten.
And Ina Garten,
love that.
you are a giver to a huge community, for sure, an icon.
Thank you. I can't take all the credit. The men are just there, and we're just creepily snapping behind the scenes.
So that is literally was my first thought was like, what is there like any sort of creep factor? I mean, it is a little creepy, but also let's all not lie that we don't take creepy photos of hot guys and send them to our like hot guy creepy photo friends. But like, was there ever any like moment of you being like, oh God, like what if I get in trouble for this? Like, because the guys don't know they're getting their photos taken, right? They're not reaching out to you, and this is not a whole setup. This is real.
Correct. No, it's 100% real. And in the beginning, when I started it, it was literally just me and my friends going to Disneyland and me taking pictures and like posting them on my personal Instagram. Like, ooh, look at this hottie we saw today. Like, no big deal. Yeah. And then one day I was like, I have so many pictures in my photo album. I should make a page out of this. Like, this would be funny. Like, never thinking anything more than be funny. So created DILFS of Disneyland. Obviously, I have, my profile pictures, David Beckham, who is like one of my all-time favorite DILFs.
Totally.
He's so hot.
Yeah,
and then
absolutely.
I just rolled with it, right? So like Disneyland, happiest place on earth. Well, mine says DILFS of Disneyland, happiest place on Instagram. So it's like a little play on that.
Sure.
And so I started posting the pictures, and one day, like my friend calls me and she's like, hey, that like weird DILF page you made? Like, why does it, or how does it have 10,000 followers? And I'm like, wait, what? So like I went online and I'm like, wait, how did this happen? Like I had just made the page. It wasn't even like it was established with like tons of pictures. And LAist.com, it was like a blog or a website, wrote up about it. And they were like,
amazing. This
is so funny. And just from there, it like exploded. And like E! News, Perez Hilton, like MTV News started writing these articles on like, oh my God, this page is so funny. And I was like, to go back to your question, I was like, kind of embarrassed because these guys don't know I'm posting them. Like, what if I get in trouble? Like, they don't know I just was snapping these pictures. So it got super popular to the point where like nobody had messaged me mean or told me like, you're going to get in trouble. So I kind of just let it ride. And to this day, I've only ever had 2 people ask me to remove a photo.
And why did they ask that?
Yeah, that was my first thought. Was like, was this like some sort of affair moment? Is this like, oh yeah, I'm just going to the grocery store and
yeah. So the 2 people that messaged me, they were women, and one of them was asking me how I got the photo and why, asking who's this man that you posted. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, it was either we snapped it or it was sent to me. I don't remember. And she's like, that's my kid's dad. And I didn't know he had other kids. And he's in the with other kids.
Shit.
Oh my God. You're causing like
Real
Housewives level tea on
Instagram.
Instagram.
Holy cow.
He got exposed.
Wow. Well, you know what? He needed to be exposed. Like,
right?
Come on. You were doing a service. Let's be honest.
Right. Totally.
Wow.
And then the second one was, I'm going to say, an angry ex-wife. Maybe she messaged me like, where did you get this picture of my kids? And I'm like, well, he sent it. Like, and that does happen. Sometimes shamelessly men will send themselves in, which I do think is kind of cringy, but whatever. In this case, he was hot. I posted it and I said, well, he sent it in. And she goes, that's my ex-husband and he's not there for the kids and that's just for show. He just takes them to Disneyland and posts some pics for show. Take that down. And the only reason I took it down was because she didn't want her children on there. So 100%. If anyone asks me to remove their kids or like block out their face, I will. Like no questions asked. But I think that's a pretty good amount of times in so many years.
That's amazing. And what you've also done is somehow you miss that part, and now the page is so people are so desperate to be on the page. I can't imagine anybody would be like, yeah, I don't want to be on DILFS of Disneyland. Like you've had celebrities ask you to be on the page.
And do you let them on?
99.99% of the time I do, unless it's someone I don't like.
Love it. Like I said, you are the keeper of the keys. You made this account and you get to decide who gets to be on it.
Yeah, but no.
Having created this, well, speaking of people reaching out to you, has Disney ever reached out? Or have you on the DL, has anybody ever been like, hey, I'm from Disney and we love this. Keep doing what you're doing. Also, here's free passes for the rest of your life?
Or take this shit down and stop using our name because they're, the mouse can be really fucking tricky.
The mouse.
Scary. Disney is a powerful powerhouse. No. So no, they've never messaged me to take anything down. Thank goodness, because there was a point in the beginning where I was like, oh my God, let's make shirts. Like we need merch, right? Like DILFS of Disneyland merch. And then everyone was like, oh, don't mess with using the word Disneyland. Like you need all this licensing. So we never got to do that. But no, they've never messaged me that they like it or to take it down. Cast members that work there have messaged me that they like it. So tiny nod of approval.
Love that.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah.
And so I remember, this is off the top of my head, I remember it was like John Legend or somebody was like on Ellen or something talking about your account. Wasn't that, is that true?
He was on Jimmy Fallon.
He was on
Jimmy Fallon. And I have that video actually pinned to the top of the page because that was a moment for me.
No doubt.
John Legend, he's an EGOT winner, right? He's got the Emmy, the Grammy, the Oscar, the Tony. So Jimmy Fallon asks him, like, you're an EGOT winner. You have all these things. Like, is there anything you don't have? And he busts into, well, my last thing on the list was DILFS of Disneyland. And I got on.
Which he placed on top of the EGOT. There's an EGOT to D, and the D is the DILFS of Disneyland. Yes. And he is considering that the last. He didn't even mention the Pulitzer. He didn't even mention the Pulitzer.
Or Nobel Prize. No, just DILFs of Disneyland.
It was an honor. It was, and I love Jimmy Fallon. So they like popped up the picture with like the caption, which so embarrassing, was like, John Legend, your stroller meat. And I'm like, oh my God. It was so funny though.
I think hashtag stroller meat is one of my favorite hashtags.
I'm going to say the hashtag actually has a funny story behind it. I can't take full credit. A follower wrote that one time on one of the pictures and I saw it, and it was kind of at the time where like, I mean, there's still trolls who comment here and there, but there were like trolls in the beginning saying like, this is objectifying men. This could never happen if it were women. So when I saw stroller meat, I'm like, yeah, we are looking stroller at you guys like a piece of meat that, we want to objectify. So yes, stroller meat is how we're referring to you guys from now on.
Absolutely. And sometimes we like to be objectified. Sometimes that's sexy. Objectify the shit out of me. Like,
it's
are you kidding me? Flattering.
Like, come on, guys.
100%.
Be flattered. You're on the page.
Yes, absolutely. Now, wait a minute. Back to John Legend real fast, though. Did I miss a detail? Did he request to be on, or did you snap him surreptitiously?
No. So he was at Disneyland with his family, and I guess a friend had told him about the page. So he was like posting, like having someone take pictures of him in the style that I like, which I love that about him. Like pushing the stroller, not looking, very candid,
Not posed,
Yeah,
It's got to look a little creepy, right? The picture has to look a little snipey,
100%. And so then he captioned like, DILFs of Disneyland, this is my submission, this is my, and I like obviously was not on the page. So I'm having friends text me like, dude, John Legend is calling out the page. You better get on there right now. So I go on and I'm like, oh my God, John, how could I make you wait? Like immediately posted him. And then of course, Chrissy Teigen, his wife, like loves to troll him. And so she wrote in the comment, like, John, you're so lame. People are supposed to submit you. You're not supposed to ask yourself to get on here.
That's fantastic.
That's incredible.
How much time do you devote to the account every day, week, month?
So it's hard, right? Social media, I give so much props to influencers and people who run big pages because it is a full-time job.
We're not familiar. We're not familiar.
I have a real full-time job. So DILFS of Disneyland is like my for fun. So if I had to put like time, I mean, I go to Disneyland really often. Like I'm there a lot. I'm a pass holder. I don't live very far from Disneyland. I like to post as often as I can, but I go through the inbox almost every other day because it gets flooded. I'm very lucky nowadays that people send the pictures, so I don't have to do as much legwork. You know, wives, girlfriends, sometimes the guys themselves will send in the pictures. So where I can find time in my own personal life to answer your question is where I'll pop in and post.
And who are you as a regular person? Because now you're famous for DILFS of Disneyland, but you probably have like your Clark Kent like life. What are you day to day?
I'm so normal. I'm just normal girl from Southern California. I mean, I have a regular full-time job. I've worked in beauty cosmetics for like the last 10 years. I also do eventing on the side. Like I have a little small business where I love doing events. Social media, like I'm on my TikTok. Like I like to do everything. I'm just normal. There's nothing really much to me. I have my 2 cats, my boyfriend, and
that's what I was going to ask. Are you dating a DILF? Like what is because what is your romantic relationship? Because does the DILFs of Disneyland page threaten your boyfriend?
Funny. So at this point, he rolls his eyes at it, right? He's like, you're too much. You're too extra. The stuff you do is like out of control. But when I met him, he actually knew what the page was because somebody had told him about it. They were like, oh, you look like this guy on DILFs of Disneyland. So A, I have a type. B, he was like, that's you? And I'm like, oh yeah, that's just like this little page that I do. Like no big deal. And in the beginning, he was kind of like, so are you like talking to these guys? Do you DM these guys? I'm like, no. Oh my God, no. It's not like that. I'm like, it's literally just me posting and for all the followers like who love it and I love it. So now his joke is like, so one day if we ever have kids, am I going to be the last post? Am I the last DILF of Disneyland? And I'm like, oh gosh.
And the answer is no. Fuck off. I want to look at hot guys until I'm dead. Yeah. But also, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you need to have your own special post, that's fine. But it can't end with no way. It can't
no.
End with
End.
My attraction to DILFs don't die because I got married. I've just decided to focus most of my attention on one. But I'm still going to be taking photos of strange, hot men for the rest of my life. Get into it?
Until somebody messages me, I can't.
Yeah.
So you have a favorite position for the guys, like generally as you were describing that. Yeah, you're welcome. The stroller meet position. But do you have a favorite location too? Like, is the lighting at It's a Small World just like particularly flattering and sexy, or are the teacups a great way to make the dad's hair flip around? Or like, do you have favorite locations for shots?
Ooh, that's a great question. You know what? Anywhere that looks visually appealing behind. So like, I love it when the picture is captured, you know, that perfect strut, pushing the stroller, or even like carrying the baby or like on the shoulders. As long as there's just like the Mickey wheel behind or the castle or like something grand that shows you're at Disneyland. I'll still post sometimes when they send me behind a brick wall, but I'm like, really? You couldn't pass the teacups for this picture?
You know what's also great about your account, for those of you who don't follow it, is that, like, listen, I follow a lot of hot guy accounts. Listen, the trash that is on my phone would blow your fucking mind. But what is so great about that account is it's not like just like all the other trash. It is like dads fully clothed in public with children. So there's like a sexiness to it, but like you don't have also like dads in thongs like shaking their butt. No. Like it is it's a somewhat narrow lane, but it's a great lane because we all, not all, but most of us think like those kind of hot dads in the sneakers who are like, you can tell have worked out, but they're like not like flaunting it. And like, they're with their kids. So they're like totally not looking at the camera, but you're like, oh man, it's a really great kind of narrow lane. So it's kind of refreshing to the normal porn that exists on my phone.
Well, I'm so glad. It's a PG-13 version, right?
Totally.
But it's real and relatable, and is this like real guys who the situation and their position as fathers makes them even hotter, right?
Oh, always. You get an extra 2
like,
points always for being a dad. Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. There's something about dads.
Have you noticed that your taste, your type has changed since 2013? You've been doing this for 10 years.
Oh
like
my gosh,
at the beginning, was it a certain kind of dad, and then has it changed at all, or has it been consistent?
No, it's been consistent. I mean, I like what I like. Sometimes I will post guys who maybe aren't necessarily like, oh my God, that's my type, but it's a handsome man and I can appreciate that, and I'll post it. Obviously, not everybody likes the same type of guy. So I like to think a little bit of everything, whatever I can see at the park or whatever's sent to me, that's what I sprinkle on the page. And obviously some posts get tons of likes and you're like, okay, everybody agrees. And then some don't get as much. But I think it's no one's fault. It's just we all have different tastes, and I try to represent as much as I can everybody that gets sent in.
But what I like about also you and your page is that like you try to please a lot of diverse tastes, but this is about you and your obsession with dads at Disneyland. And that's what I love about it, because I want to join you on your adventure. I don't need, because like, if it was all my guys, I don't know. Like I think stay in your lane, do what you're doing. It's brilliant, and I love it.
The secret of social media is your authenticity and your voice coming through, and
your perverse ways, which we love here. Wait, tell us about Jeff Lewis. You mentioned you have like a Jeff Lewis story, and I watched Flipping Out. I was a fan. I want to know everything about it. Go.
Yes. So I am a Bravo fanatic. Love Bravo, everything that comes with it. So I'm a Jeff Lewis fan back when he was on Flipping Out. And yeah, just have always loved him. And he went to Disneyland and I saw it and I posted it. And then I saw on his show, he has like a newer show out. He was talking about it on the show. And he's like telling somebody on his team, like, you know, I'm on the DILFS of Disneyland page. And he like turns it around and they're making fun of like the comments. Like people were talking crap about him in the comments, like putting the throw up emoji. And then people were like, oh, daddy's got a BBL. Like he has a badonkadonk. And like Jeff loved it. And he's like, yeah. So he talked about it on the show, which I thought was so like cool because I've always loved Jeff. And I love that he was such a good sport. Like he saw, there's going to be some haters in the comments, but also he was loving that I posted him. And I posted him twice, actually. Yeah.
But if you've ever watched his show, he thrives on the conflict. Like if everything was running 100%. Smooth, he would be staying up at night, staring at the ceiling, being like, something is not right. But also what is so great about your account is that the reason celebrities went on it and the reason they're thinking about it and talking about it is because celebrities have access to anything they want. They can have any meal anywhere. They can do anything. They can have any person they want.
They can buy their way.
Anywhere they want. You hold the keys to something that can't be bought, that you decide on. And that exclusivity is so attractive to people who can get anything they want, right? They're like, That's true. I want that. And also, they also know that like, this is a compliment, right? They like you getting on this page means we think you are hot and you are a DILF, right?
Yeah.
It's not a dad I'd like to friend request. It is a dad I'd like to fuck.
Yeah, I agree. I never thought of it that way, but you're right. Like the picture can be floating, but if I don't post it, they're not going to go on. So that's so true.
Yeah.
And how do you deal with haters? Do you ever get involved in any kind of online conflict, or do you just ignore it and move on?
You know what? I don't feed into it. I'll see the comments sometimes, and if I have time that day, I'll clap back. I'll say something funny, in response. But I really don't, because at the end of the day, it's like the page isn't ran by you, it's ran by me. So it's going to be my things I want to post. And if you don't like it, you don't have to follow. You don't have to comment. You can
click
keep
that
scrolling
unfollow
past.
Button real quick. Yeah.
So no, I don't. I mean, in the beginning, I think, just like how people were saying, this is objectifying men. But from since then, there really isn't too much hate on it. Thank goodness. I think more people enjoy it than hate it.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
And when you clap back in a comment, do you use the clapping emoji or do you use the nail painting emoji? Because those are my two personal clapback favorites.
Personally, I'm the nail painting emoji.
Got it.
Nice.
Love it. I will also offer sometimes the woman dancing in a red dress. Like that sometimes is my clap back. Just like, bye. Right.
I love that. Yes.
You are amazing, and you are in a rare place to where you have created something in the social media sphere that is very much loved and liked and is still authentic to you. And that is really fucking hard to do. I've been a fan since you started, and I am very thankful that you came onto our stupid fucking podcast to reveal yourself and to talk about the account. Thank you so much, Amber. We are obsessed with you guys.
Oh, you're
Thank
so
you.
sweet.
And keep it up. Don't stop anytime soon. Even when you become a mom or married or whatever, please continue giving us the DILFs of Disneyland.
Please continue to objectify men.
As I will. Hello, it's in my blood.
Something great that happened before I climbed back into a closet in Colorado is earlier this week I watched the movie Bros. Might have already talked about it.
So good.
It was something great because it just changed it flipped a rom-com on its head, obviously, and it just was so funny and authentic and just like a breath of fresh air in a world of landscape movies that are just like all kind of the same, frankly. I mean,
and it gave you like the like warmth of like a rom-com that you want, which is like cheesy, romantic, they're going to get together in the end, but then also flipped it on its head and like
the right amount of absurdity and cynicism. I know I'm late to seeing that movie. I've seen like 6 movies in my entire life now. Bros is one of them. It was something great. What about you?
So my kid was sick this week. He had like one of those like 24-hour kind of fevers where he got sent home from daycare. So he's staying home I know. But the great part about it is not that that he had a virus and he was sick, but there's just this like sort of like there's just this weird joy as a parent you have when your kid is sick and they lay on you to sleep or just to be on you, and they lay on you with all their weight, with all of their being. They just melt on top of you and they just want to be near you and be held by you. And it's just those moments don't come as often, I think, as people think. Like even with babies, they're so wiggly. There's never those just like solid holdy hugs where you just like want to just squeeze them to death. They happen every once in a while, but when they're sick, sometimes they just want to lay on you, and it's just, I don't know, there's just something great about that.
And you're like, give me all your germs because this is totally worth it.
Yeah, now I'm going to be sick and I'm going to fucking hate them and just regret it all.
So back to your cynicism and bitterness, because guess what? That's our show. If you have any comments, suggestions, or general compliments, you can email us at gaytriarchspodcast@gmail.com.
Or you can DM us on Instagram. We are at gaytriarchspodcast. On the internet, David is at David FM Vaughn everywhere, and Gavin is at Gavin Lodge on potterybarn.com.
Please leave us a glowing 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts, and don't forget to sign up for our newsletter.
Thanks, and we'll smell you next time on another episode of Gaytriarchs. Okay, Amber, I'm so sorry. I totally forgot to ask you this during our interview. You mentioned that you had listened to an episode where there was the baby drag names and you wanted to participate. Do you want to give us your favorite baby drag name?
I do. And in true fashion, it's going to be like Disney adjacent, Disney related. Mm-hmm. So my baby drag name would be Anita Prince.
Oh, that's good.
Excellent.
Perfectly used.
You're hired.
Perfect. Yeah, you're hired.
You're hired.
Yay! Hey!